Hi Goldies, welcome to my channel, Court the Nurse Realtor, and I am Court the Nurse Realtor. If you are new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you are an oldie but a Goldie, hey girl, hey boy, hey, welcome back to my channel. As you Goldies know, if you see me with the stethoscope and scrubs, this is going to be a nurse related video. And today we are going to talk about how to talk to doctors. I get a lot of questions from my newer nurses in regards to interdisciplinary relationships and how to build them and just how to become more confident as they start out in a very new career that has a lot of I guess a nice way to put it is demands. So if you are a new nurse and you like, child, oh, help me out how I'm supposed to talk to these doctors. If you're a seasoned nurse and you like, girl, what you be doing? Or if you just want to be plain old nosy, go ahead and stay tuned to this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and ring my bell. Ring my bell. My bell. Ring-a-ling-a-ling. Ring my bell so you can stay notified of my weekly videos. Okay guys, so listen, first of all, let me start off by saying this. If you are a new nurse and you're watching this, just know that we have meaning nurses that have been in the profession for a while, who have some experience, who are seasoned. We were all nervous about talking to physicians at some point because it's a nerve-wracking thing. You know, especially when you're new, you don't always know the answers. You don't want to seem dumb, or you don't want to see like you can't manage or take care of your patients. It's just a fear factor there. So first of all, let me validate the feeling that you are having. It is totally normal. We have all had that feeling. And if you are like one of these like rude heifers and they like, girl, I wasn't this, they lying. They was nervous too. So let's validate that. It is okay. It will get better. Child, sometimes even when you get older, you just be like, oh, I don't feel like talking to this doctor. I don't feel like, it may not ever go away. So just know that you are not alone. You are in great company, and it will get better when speaking to physicians, especially the hard ones. So here are a couple of tips, couple of tricks that that I use to make sure that, or not to make sure, but just to help with conversing with physicians, especially the difficult ones. So number one would be to prepare yourself and know your patient. If you are at the point where you have to call a physician, unless it is an emergent situation where you have to call them to get orders for an emergency that's going on, I would say prepare yourself prior to the call. Like, know some history, know what's going on, know your labs, just so you can have a educated conversation with that physician, okay? Know why you are calling. Don't just, sometimes these seasoned nurses can be like, girl, you need to call the doctor. Know why you are calling. Know the rationale behind it. So if the physician has any questions for you or they have any kickback, you can hit them with the counter, okay? So that way the conversation is productive and the needs of the patient is addressed in that conversation. When you call a physician, have a paper ready to jot down what they're saying. I know some people, I know you're not supposed to like write down stuff or whatever the case may be, but I'm old school in that way. If I call a physician, I am going to have a sheet of paper, have my pen, and I'm going to write out everything they said. And I am going to read it back as well, because I want to make sure that whatever orders, whatever suggestions, whatever questions he may have, he or she may have, I want to be well prepared. And also remember, because there's so many things going through your mind when you call these physicians, you can't always remember the gist of the conversation. So what I'll do is, like, if we're talking and he or she hits some points that I want to remember, that I want to give a report, I'll write that down as well, in addition to the order, so it can jog my memory. So make sure you have a paper and pen to go. And also that paper and pen, you can also write down some important facts about your patient in case the physician asks. So maybe some lab values or your blood pressures, or for whatever reason that you're calling a physician, okay? And I know it sounds really cliche, but use the S-bar. We all know S-bar, S-bar, S-bar. I'm not gonna like bring it down, push it down your throat, but the S bar is really a good tool to help prepare you for calling the physician. So listen, we always listen, I still have to call physicians to this day. You can't get around it in nursing. Like, even in my utilization review role, I call physicians, and girl, they still have attitude and they still don't want to do. But listen, when you are prepared, you know what you're talking about. Like, yeah, either you're going to give me the order or you're not. But whatever happened, I'm going to document it. And I'm going to document it effectively. So what you going to do? Because I'm going to do my job. What you going to do? That's the attitude you have to get. And you get that by, number one, experience. And you also get that, from being prepared. So let's do my call. Okay, you pull a call out and Dr. Tijuana calls back. Hi, Dr. Tijuana. This is Courtney from 6 Tower West. Calling in regards to your patient, Mr. Herb. He in room such and such and such. He's a patient. He has hypertension and his blood pressures have been significantly high for about 3 or 4 readings. The last one being 2 something over whatever. Oh, well, he has high blood pressure. I don't think I need to address that. I know he does have high blood pressure, but his baseline, because you did your research, his baseline, even from his admission, was at 160s, 1 something. He's really tapping in the 200s consistently. So I think we do need to do something intravenous. Well, and we checked it on both arms. Checked his blood pressure in both arms. We've done some conservative measures, and his blood pressure is still high. You nurses call me for everything. Y'all don't follow orders. Y'all don't read orders. Well, sir, we have given him the PRN hydralazine that you have ordered, and his blood pressures are still high. Would you like to make an order for some clonidine? Do you want to give him order for some clonidine? Do you want to give him some order for low pressure? What would you like for us to do? Because your patient's blood pressure keeps creeping up. Okay, so you're gonna give him 5 milligrams low pressure IV Q 4 hours for blood pressure over 170. Okay, doctor, I'm going to read this back. 5 milligrams of IV low pressure, Q 4 hours PRN with blood pressure over systolic over 170, hold for heart rate lower than 60. Is that correct? Okay, thank you, Dr. Tijuana. Have a good night. Click. Listen, you have to be prepared. And don't take their moans and their groans personally, because I don't. Because number one, I have to listen. You went to school for all of these years, Mr. Doctor, Mrs. Doctor. This is what you signed up for. We all getting paid here to do a job, and you basically need to answer because it's your patient, and I'm doing my job as a prudent nurse calling. Now, I'm not telling y'all to call these physicians. Calling a physician, okay, needs to be done in discretion. So if you have something that seems off balance with your patient, I would say if you are a newer nurse and you're not quite sure, you're on the fence, speak to your charge nurse. If your charge nurse doesn't if your charge nurse is like on the fence about it as well, call your physician. Make sure that you're not calling your physician for every little thing, or that there are not orders already on the chart to address the issue. Because sometimes you already have PRN meds there for whatever need that you have. So make sure you prepare yourself, you read your chart, you know that what you're calling this physician for is valid. Now, once you cross all your T's, you dot all your I's, you got to pick up the phone. You got to pick up the phone. You got to call them. You got to make them aware, because God forbid something happens to that patient on your watch and you didn't call the physician to make him aware and those signs were there. That could lead to some major trouble for you. So I would say first, make sure, number one, you prepare yourself, know your patient, check your chart, check your orders. If you're on the fence about why you're calling, double check with the charge nurse, and then go ahead and call. And if it gets better over time, you're not going to be perfect when you first call. You may be perfect. You might not be perfect 20 times after you call. Sometimes I call and I'll be like, dang, I forgot to ask them that. And I got to call them back. Like, listen, it is just, you have to just jump out there and do it. And know that this is a part of being a nurse. And know that you're more than capable of handling calling these physicians. And don't take it personal. If they cuss you out, you be like, listen. Now, first of all, hold up. As long as if they moaning and groaning and, you know, being a little snippy, don't take that personal. But do not take disrespect, okay? If you have a physician, because some of these physicians, baby, they be flying off the handle and they get disrespectful and they get the cussing. Let them know that, listen, I understand you may be having a rough day, but don't talk to me like that. You have to shake them on that. Now, I'm not saying let them abuse you. What I'm saying is if they moaning and groaning like, oh, your nurses call me for everything. Roll it off the back. What you gonna do about these orders, the doctor? Because we need to know. I don't want to be on the phone just like you don't want to be on the phone. So what you want to do? Period, point blank. So I hope this video is helpful. I hope it gives you the courage that you need or the reassurance that you need, the validation that you need. Let me know if these videos for the new nurses are helpful. Drop in the comment box if you have already been, for lack of a better word, told off by a physician. It's okay, we all have. But just know this always, that I love you, but God, he loves you so much more. God bless you.